Let me tell you my fairy tale. The ones that live in this physical dimension is not only human beings, animals, plants, and the creatures that we think we know. There's also many extraterrestrial beings that we cannot see, but they also live around us. Hello beautiful soul, welcome back with me, Cindyaco. In this channel, we talk about consciousness, vibration, energy, higher self, intuition, and all about the universe inside you to help you transcend yourself so you can be authentically powerful as the flow of the universe. In this episode, I'm so excited to share about fairies. We often see fairies either in the cartoon, fiction or science fiction movie, kids magazine, kids books, and many more. But as we become adult, we start to let go of the existence of fairies. We start to see fairies as not an adult kind of thing, or it's just a kid stuff. It's just a tale for the kids, and I'm no longer a kid. I already grew up. That's why people call it a fairy tale. Today in this episode, we're going to remember what is fairies, where is fairies, also my experience of meeting fairies. I'm so excited to share this with you. It's so beautiful. The fairy came to me personally through meditation, and I'm gonna share in this video, so make sure that you watch till the end. Hope you enjoy this video. In this physical dimension, you just can see the fairies through movies, through magazines, through everything that has already manifested into something that esoteric, so only believed and taught by the minority of people. Let's going further. I never grew up with fairy tale kind of thing. I was a realistic person. As I become an adult, I become more and more realistic because the most important thing was what I can experience through my five senses in this physical dimension. That was before my spiritual awakening. But then, after spiritual awakening, I started to realize that after the consciousness shift and I enter into spiritual awakening, consciousness ascension, so I start to realize that apparently reality is not only what I can experience through my five senses. Reality is so much larger than we think we know. Definitely greater than what we've been programmed to believe in this physical dimension, from this physical dimension. What I noticed was I slowly saw science fiction or fiction kind of things or tale or esoteric things as reality also. Reality is no longer only five senses. Yes, it can be our reality in this physical dimension, but also there are more and more around us that we cannot see because we are so limited by our five senses. After I experienced spiritual awakening, I start to craving more to watch about fairy tale, understand another perspective. Spirit guide led me to watch movies that kind of fiction thing, fairy tale, or something that I've never realized it exists, like in Maleficent, Neverland, Marvel Cinematic Universe, and many more that I've never really enjoyed before. From that, exactly when I was watching it, I noticed the expansion of my consciousness. I can see another thing that I used didn't believe, didn't pay attention to because I thought it wasn't real. But then I started to realize how excitement it is and how I could so learn and accept extraterrestrial beings. extraterrestrial being. Turn out the ones that live in this physical dimension is not only human beings, animals, plants, and the creatures that we think we know. There's also many extraterrestrial beings that we cannot see, but they also live around us. They are unfamiliar for us, the existence of these extraterrestrial beings, like woo, black magic, or kinda an evil thing, Even the magic itself often associated with black magic. But remember that everything is like yin and yang. Everything is basically, fundamentally, ultimately neutral. How we respond to it is what gives it meaning. The information, situation, reality is always neutral. What gives it meaning is always us. And we live by the meaning that we give to everything, including the meaning that we give to ourselves. Because our self-talk, our thoughts, what we believe is the communication that happen internal, and only you that know what kind of communication that you have with yourself. That's why self-talk is so important. The more you communicate and have a best relationship with yourself, the more you can notice your internal reality much more than your outer reality. And that's good. You become centered and grounded with your inner world so that you can be fulfilled inside with the love from the divine, from the source, your higher self, the spirit guides, and pour genuine love, the authentic light within you to the outer reality with pure intention to help to raise the collective consciousness and be the flows of the universe. What I'm saying is that at the same time, we realize that our five senses is the illusion, but in this very moment, while we still live in this physical body, to experience this space-time, while we incarnate in this body, in this physical body, in this space-time, in this very moment, is real for this moment. We tend to reject each other, and the more we reject the other one, the more it breeds another problem. So that's why the world keeps full of problems, because we tend to reject one another, ignorance. But the truth is, even nothing is God only. It's one. You, me, nothingness, emptiness, everything, everyone, every being is all divine, it's all one. It's all dream, reality at the same time. So let me tell you about my fairy experience. Either you want to see it as fairy tale, or either you want to see it as fairy reality, fairy storytelling. It's up to you. I personally met fairies twice in my meditation, in my transcendental meditation. If you know transcendental meditation, I'm going to explain the details later about transcendental meditation. In transcendental meditation, I've met fairies twice. I forgot the first one, but what I remember is exactly yesterday, a day before I make this video. Yesterday, when I meditate, I saw a bunch of light beings or light beam, and then a fairy emerged from those light beings. The fairy met me, it invited me to such a tunnel. It was holding my hands and helped me flow towards the tunnel. I didn't know why. Lately, my energy felt exhausted, overwhelmed, and I kind of experienced something like her thoughts that wasn't come from my own thoughts. It was from somewhere. My mind still support me to keep working. You are okay, but my body told otherwise. So I listened to my body because I felt like the energy within my body is to relax, to shut down, to unfold something. That's why my energy was very low. And I didn't know what was going on, what was happening to me. 2 days ago, I meditated and I saw Gaia, water, dark, a moon, a boat. Felt like cosmic healing situation. and I was confused. What was that? And then yesterday, when I meditate, I met the fairies, and the fairies noticed that I was questioning about my situation, my energy, without I explain anything. It knows it could read my energy directly, so I was grateful to meet it. Energy is the most communicative with other energy. Other energy can feel your energy. It's even much more powerful than language. Especially a light being such as fairy, they focus on your energy within you, which I want to explain later. So we flew together towards the tunnel. Mostly transcendental meditation will sound like fairy tale because it's beyond mind comprehension. It's beyond 5 senses. I know that it's real. Even something that intangible, invincible, whatever it is that you can experience through 5 senses, also another reality. So yeah, especially when it happened in your subconscious mind, so you will feel it deeply, differently, divinely, because it happened and planted subconsciously, so you will strongly remember it. Along the journey towards the tunnel, I start to look back, and then I noticed that there was such a sea behind me that was following me. Can you imagine that? The stream of sea was following me, not to attack me, but they following me. I didn't know why. I didn't have enough energy to think about it. I just fully surrendered to the fairy. I trust them. I can feel their energy, their genuine energy help me to unfold something within me. We finally arrived at a garden. I was wondering why garden, and when I stepped into the garden, I start to realize that the water, the sea behind me that was following me was distributed everywhere, watering all over the garden. I remember that the universe always communicates with symbols, and water is symbol. I just fully surrender, and I let what flows through me. I slowly got the revelation that for me, in my situation, in my life, water from that sea and how it following me, I slowly fathomed that the sea was something that I carry, something that I brought lately. That's why I felt so overwhelmed and exhausted. My energy felt low because I didn't have energy to even flow away easily, enjoy, but this kinda a different experience. So now I start to realize that my emotion, what I experienced in my physical dimension, in my physical reality, was connected, really connected with another me, that having that experience in another dimension, in the spiritual world, astral plane, or whatever you call it. And after that, the fairy noticed my wonder. It's kind of like read my internal communication inside, my self-talk. So it explained that, as I captured before, that the fairy was emerged from the light because fairy is the light beings, and inside us there's also light. The light within us is the higher frequency. Remember that we are frequency, we are energy. Frequency is home. So whatever frequency you are vibrating in, you are home. Even though you might think that, oh, it is in a low vibration, you are home. Your home is not a certain place or certain point. Your home is everywhere. You belong nowhere and everywhere. It also explained that the light inside me, which is the light inside all of us, which is the light inside you as well, and whenever and wherever high frequency light exists, even though it's such a rainbow shadow that appear from water and light, fairies there. Fairies goes whenever the light goes, especially in the high frequency. That's why fairies close to plants, because plants are focused on photosynthesis. Plants are still pure, plants are still high vibration. That's why fairies often close with kids, plants, in nature or in high vibrational place, because they are high vibrational being. Remember that you are also light being. No matter you are vibrating at, you have the light within you, and that is high vibration. So now when you see fairies, when you notice fairies, when you remember fairies or something about fairies across to your mind, across to your heart, across to your soul or your experience, remember that fairies is a symbol of light being, is a symbol of high frequency. And inside you there are multiple fairies. There are fairies inside you. So appreciate yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you appreciate your divine energy, your light energy within you, the more fairies emerge from you. That's why others can feel such a high vibrational energy comes out from you, because the fairies fly and help others that need help. So yeah, that's what I intend to share with you. And share to me what is the thing that relate with you, or maybe you have a certain experience with fairies, what you feel about fairies, your journey with fairies, or maybe you have another thing to explain about fairies, and also high vibrational information or knowledge about fairies. It's okay to share, because I'm so excited to know about your experience as well. I really appreciate different experience, because we are all authentically beautiful. We are divinely authentic. Authenticity in unity. No matter the difference we have, we're all one. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my fairy storytelling today, and tell me, what do you think about this story? Do you think this is real? Do you think this is imaginary and not real? Is it just dream, imagination, or whatever it is? That's a beautiful and powerful thing of you, and I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you as much as I love you. See you again in my next video with me, Cindyaco. From my heart to yours, I love you.